Hey there, welcome back to the VOA Newsroom and to the download, the first of a new week in what promises to be a very, very big news week. But we're on top of it and ready to go, so let's do just that. Starting now in Rawalpindi, Pakistan, and the headquarters of that nation's defense ministry. It's there, Pakistani military brass holding a meeting with U.S. General David Petraeus, head of U.S. Central Command. That's making Petraeus top man heading up the wars in both Afghanistan and Iraq. Well, high on the agenda, strained relations between U.S. and Pakistani militaries over a series of cross-border bombings. You know, the smiles and handshakes not hinting at the far grimmer message. Pakistani Defense Minister Chaudhry Ahmed Mukhtar telling the general that his nation is fighting a, quote, war for survival, unquote, against Islamist militants to the north, and that the raids really aren't helping. Well, talks will continue later with Pakistani President Asif Ali Zardari. Well, the same, it seems, can't be said for talks between Beijing and the Dalai Lama.
I cannot see.
Well, a light moment in an otherwise sour announcement. Speaking to the press in Tokyo Monday, the spiritual leader of millions of Tibetans saying that his people and their culture, quote, are dying. The blunt language unusual for a man who has long advocated a middle way for finding peace between Lhasa and Beijing. The middle way, he says, is now over.
Chinese suppression increasing. They remain very stubborn. Now, morally, I cannot remain like this. Things not going well. I cannot pretend it's something okay. No. I have to accept failure.
Failure and now silence. The Dalai Lama vowing to say nothing before a called-for meeting later in November in New York of Tibetan exiles to determine a new direction. Well, unless you've had your head in the sand for the past year, it's not news that Tuesday Americans vote for a new president. You know, whoever wins, there's going to be a whole lot of people moving into and out of Washington, D.C. very soon. But, you know, at least the capital will stay put. Too bad that's not the case in the disputed state of Jammu and Kashmir in India's far north, where it's moving day twice a year. Scenes from Srinagar here, the region's summer capital, but this being a state so nice that they have to have two capitals. Each year at this time, the entire government packs up and heads to the city of Jammu, the winter capital. And that's a lot of government. Well, moving taking place by just about any means necessary, the dueling capitals reflecting in part the region's deep divisions and terribly cold winters. I imagine. And just imagine, in 6 months' time, they get to do it all over again. Well, thank goodness the U.S. presidential elections only come once every 4 years. And we don't have to move to Kansas. Well, speaking of the election, the entire VOA News team is ready to cover what will be, whatever happens, a night of history here in the States. USA Votes 2008. Now, we're going to be coming to you on radio, on TV, and online. Now, starting at 23 hours UTC on Tuesday night, we'll have hourly TV updates that will also be streamed online at voanews.com. And then starting Wednesday morning at 3 hours UTC, we start our radio, TV, internet simulcast, and many more details are available online at voanews.com. And so with all this politics on the brain, we take you out today with something that will hopefully just calm everyone down just a bit. Well, the setting at least should. India's Puri Beach getting a visit from Senator John McCain and Senator Barack Obama. The two giant sandheads, and we mean that literally, the work of an Indian sand sculptor. Also giving us the U.S. Capitol there. He even gets the statue on top. Very nice. Well, the reviews on the beach so far positive. V for victory. We don't know for who. Well, but this being beach art, like the political campaigns, it will soon come to an end. And this is a good thing. Well, make sure to stop on by voanews.com for all the latest on the presidential election. We promise no sand in your shoes. Well, that's it for now. We'll see you again real soon.